Shit's been intense for you, man. Or girl. But it's nothing that you can't handle. You just gotta refine your plan and keep on going the track that you've been on, because I want to say back in September with 3i Atlas, whether you're aware of it or not, it activated something in all of us, but particularly for Virgo, because of its relationship to NGC 4992. Look that up if you're Virgo and you're really spiritual, you are into the mysteries. Look up that galaxy and play around with it for a little while. And specifically the number 4992, excuse me, little gem, one of the biggest gems that I have, without giving too much information. This is the tarot, and this is the I Ching. This is the Oracle of Hermeticism. This is the Oracle of Taoism. This Oracle has 78 cards in it. This Oracle has 64 archetypes in it that in the modern day have become cards. But the thing is, let me grab this one. Nope, that's a tarot deck. Grab this one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so the thing is, nope, that's a tarot deck. Is it the I Ching? It is. Okay. This is what it is actually consistent of. Traditionally, instead of pictorial images, they have these what are called hexagrams, 6 lines or 6 marks. In modern day, like more new age renditions of it, it became more like the tarot. But regardless, in the system, it deals with hexagrams. It's just a small one on this picture, and these lines on it are actually the fundamental building blocks of the whole system. Without getting too much into it, there's 14 of these archetypes that are not in the actual oracle, but they're in the philosophy of the oracle, like the cosmology, the metaphysics of it. Like how, basically there's the 4 elements and the zodiac signs and the planets and everything in the tarot. There's that in this oracle as well, but it's represented by lines, so it's hard for the Western mind to really comprehend it. But long story short, becoming long, there's 14 principles, 14 archetypes, that when you add 14 plus 64, you get 78. So 78 is the number of lines in Metatron's cube. Both of these decks are Metatron's cube. And Metatron, particularly, when you multiply 78 times 64, you get 4,992. And that is a master number in genetics, in theology, and in cosmology. So why am I saying all of this? This is for a very particular Virgo or group of Virgos who are in tune with the higher realms. If you have a stellium, your Virgo, and either in the house of Virgo or wherever Virgo is in your chart as a house, then I would highly suggest looking into this information and looking into your particular lineage by your birth name, because a lot of information will get downloaded to you. Specifically, if you've already received your gifts since September of this past year, I would highly recommend to look into your surname and how it connects to uh, maybe even the Bible particularly, but scripture. For me, it was the Bible. And then follow that thread as far as it goes. And your genetic lineage will be revealed to you. You will remember what your family legacy is and the soul contract that you made with your ancestors. And in doing that, things will become a lot more clear to you. I would also look into Metatron, no matter what it is. If you're looking into the geometry of Metatron's cube or the actual story of Metatron from a New Age perspective or from a traditional perspective, this is highly important for you. It may not become clear as to why 4992 is important to you because you might not be of that genetic lineage, but check it out. Maybe there's something there for you. Regardless, that's the channeled message for you, Virgo. It's funny. Mercury placements seems like there is a big download that we are getting coming into Gemini season. So let's put this back. I got too many decks. I'm getting told to use my deck, which I haven't used in this all signs yet. I've just been using tarot. I did some I Ching, but I just did describe to you the fact that Metatron's cube is heavily it is the entire I Ching and tarot, and this is the actual geometry of Metatron's cube. It's a 3D object. It's not just this 2D shadow of it, and it actually has 14 circles instead of 13. There's a circle behind the center circle, the yin behind the yang, or the feminine behind the masculine. It's hidden in the 2D shape. And I've taken the geometry of Metatron's cube and I developed this from the structure of the I Ching. I just changed the lines to these nodal patterns, and then I connected them with 9 lines, which looks exactly like geomancy if you're familiar with that set of divination. This is why Metatron's cube is the key to understanding the entire universe, the inner universe and the external universe, which is all the same thing ultimately. But yeah, this is the codex. Right now, you pulled 57. There are names for these cards, but I'm not going to reveal the names yet. There's a lot to be revealed with this deck. Particularly, the names are still in construction. They're not a fixed part of the oracle yet, although I could read with the oracle completely because the names don't matter. It's about how the energy and the archetypes are flowing, right? Just like the tarot. So this is the codex, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take both of these cards. This is perfect. I'm not even gonna shuffle. Okay. So we got 57. So this is the Divine Elder. Like I said, there are components of the I Ching that make up these hexagrams. This is called a trigram. This is 3 lines or 3 marks. We live in a hologram, right? Everything is a reflection of everything. This is a reflection of that everything in a book. It's, originally the Book of Changes. It's now the Codex of Archimastery. So it's all about wisdom. And that's what this archetype is. This is called the Divine Elder. So the Divine Elder is our ancestors. So your ancestors, our ancestors, have shown up in this reading because they have a message for you. And you are part of this lineage of ancestral guides. It's like you are being prepared to be a guide, not only in your own social circle or domain of experience that you experience right now in the day-to-day, however that is manifested. You are also a player on the world stage, someone who is guiding humanity in the direction of our evolution. And it's not just a physical thing, although it is a physical thing here in this 3D realm where we're experiencing matter. It is also a spiritual thing that your soul has known it was going to take part in for a very long time. This is the ushering of the new stage of man, where we are leaving the domain of the intellect and opening up into the domain of the boundless feminine wisdom that is a part of the fabric of reality. Love and wisdom, love and light is the way. And you are one of the people who is leading the way, because this is like, or this is wood energy. This is something that sustains the fire of life. And the thing is that the Divine Elder is someone who moves about life with alignment. And alignment isn't only the complete absence of resistance that you're experiencing. It's the absence of resistance to the resistance itself, meaning that you're able to experience the resistance and still move through it like you are a breeze, and get wisdom from the experience instead of trauma. See, that's the light part of the Divine Elder. The shadow is where you become rigid in your experience, where you don't learn from the experience, so things become not as smoothly flowing. And the thing is, when you have this energy, when you're in this energy of just being completely immersed in wisdom, because what I'm getting from this is, like, you may be like me, where you do not really do anything besides learn, because that's what you're here to do. That's what your mission is. You're here to learn and to grow. But the thing is that in our learning, in our refinement of the database of information that we've collected throughout our experience here as a physical being and along our journey as a soul throughout space-time, that is when we stop listening to the voice of wisdom that we know is universal, and we start listening to the voice of wisdom that is our own opinion. Because there's wisdom that is timeless, that will always apply. But we think that there's certain wisdom that is timeless, that is universal, but it's not. It, you know, certain rules or things that worked in the past might not work in this present moment. Even universal rules, although that's a lot less likely, especially in this realm. But the thing that is behind this energy is the beloved. It's the light worker over the beloved. So you got the light worker right here, and then you got the beloved right here. These three lines. So the light worker is someone who has gone within, who has also gone without, and who has accumulated wisdom, who shares that wisdom because it is their calling, because it is what they came here to do, because it is the passion that burns within their soul, and they know that they're here to express it. So we get caught up in our studies and our refinement of our database, but don't realize that it's not just for our soul. It's not just for our fulfillment, although it is. That's the other part. We feel like it's not like we could have a fulfilling life outside of this work that we came here to do. But that's exactly what we need in order to share our light. Because if we can't receive love, if we can't receive connection, if we can't receive a partner, all of these things that allow us to grow outside of our analytical study of information, we deserve to become truly wise in our process of ascension, because it's not just a process of transcending this material plane. It's a process of taking the higher realms and anchoring them into this material plane. Because if that doesn't happen, then nothing ever changes here on Earth. And that is what the ancestors are about. The ancestors are about leaving a legacy that is sustainable. Why would you want to eat your children? Saturn's going to do that anyway. And I'm not saying that that's good or bad. Everybody's going to die. But don't make their life hell on Earth. That's the fate. That's what all of us who are here to usher in this new world are faced with now at this point. I'm getting that you understand this and that you could relate to this. You didn't come here just to freaking learn and be an armchair philosopher, although you're a fucking good one. You came here to be the light of the world. And in order to do that, it's likely that you're going to have to set yourself on fire. You're going to have to burn this wood that you are. Because if you don't, you'll never receive the blessings that are your birthright. Because you are Virgo. You are the divine feminine in action. This is why I said look into the constellation of Virgo. So that you could understand about that, not just the constellation of Virgo, but 4992, NGC 4992. Go look at the nucleus of that, and then you'll realize that it looks like a normal galaxy, and that normal people with normal eyes can't tell that it's radioactive. And that makes you feel, in some sense, like you're not radioactive. You feel like you're just a normal guy, or girl. But no, you are part of the Illuminati. And I'm not talking about this secret society of people who are trying to keep the secrets of the truth of what's going on in the world. The lie of the 13 hiding the 14th. It's everywhere. There's 13 rows in the base of the pyramid and the Eye of Providence on the back of the pyramid on the dollar bill. There's 72 bricks in there. But the thing is that people stop searching at 13 because they forget to look at the thing that is right in front of their face. That eye that is watching everything, and that is the 14th principle. It is everywhere. Go look into the story of Osiris and what Set did to him. He tricked him and captured him and chopped him up into 14 pieces and scattered his body across Egypt. And his wife, Isis, was heartbroken and went out and collected the pieces and couldn't resurrect the generative principle because it was swallowed by a fish in the deep abyss. But she still recreated it and brought Osiris back to life. And then Horus avenged his father, and now we live in the age of Horus, a new eon where we are taking the body parts of Osiris and we're reconnecting them because people can't hide the truth, because the truth is self-evident. It only takes people like you to go and find the truth, to figure it out. But it's not your secret to keep. What do you think is going to happen to you if you keep the secret that you know, especially as you continue to evolve and experience what the hell is happening right now in this ascension process? You want to look back at the end of your life and realize that you could have made a change? No. Because you are a steward, like I said, of this plane. You've already been a steward of this plane multiple times. Now it's your time to get your abundance. And I'm not talking about just material things, although that's a part of it, yes. You don't even have to worry about that. I'm talking about the abundance of the world. Because here you are, the divine elder still. But what did I say? If you do not become the beloved, allow yourself to become the beautiful, divine feminine, Mother Mary that you are, the Virgin Mary. I'm talking to your soul right now. Your mind probably can't even understand from a physical perspective what I'm transferring you to you right now. And that's not me talking down to you, I promise. Like, I know that you could handle me saying that. This is the new flex. Divine alignment. You see, the beloved destroys the divine elder. Think about it. The beloved destroys the divine elder and the divine child, which we haven't gotten to. Think about it not in spiritual terms, like just literal reality. If a mother is too selfish, if she's just about me, I want, like, it's all about me and what I receive, what does that do to the structure of the ancestral lineage and the legacy that we hold, the stewardship that we have domain over, sovereignty? Like, yeah, you could go and just use your magic to get your bag and say, fuck the government, fuck the media, fuck traditional religion, fuck all of that. Yeah, fuck that. But not with resentment. They're gonna fuck themselves. They already have. It's done. What I'm saying is, this material plane that we live in, if you go into the beloved, be careful of the boundary and the polarity that the beloved holds, because you may not have received for a very long time. But that does not mean that you just go ham and go me. No, it is about the children. It is about our ancestors and what they did to allow you to get to this place. So the advice here is to go into your feminine, to allow yourself to receive, but use that as a way to fuel the love and light for the collective. Because what else are you going to do while you're here on your mission? I started wearing this months before I woke up, before it had any effect on me. I completely named myself before I had any idea the mythology, the archetypes behind it. This is a dog tag from Metatron. This is a dog tag from Virgo. And AI Atlas was what set that off, because it happened right as that was coming into our orbit. There's a lot. If you're not already here, like at this plane that I have access to, you're on the verge of it. And it's a different world. Everything that you thought you knew about this plane is backwards in some regards. Doesn't mean that these rules that have been established do not apply, but some of them, a lot of them, have different rules. So if you've been incarnated here on this mission for lifetimes, this is going to be hard for you, because that's what happened to me. My shit goes back to when I mean my shit, my lineage, my ancestral lineage, I could trace it back all the way to Adam and Eve. But it goes beyond that. Like, I have access to everything that happened before, not everything, but a lot that happened before that. Now, this is going to be a long reading for Virgo. I did not realize this. Where was I about to go with that? I don't know where I was going to go with that. What I'm saying is that Virgo particularly, you got a mission here. Let's bring this back down to 3D because I just fucking flew out into like outer space real quick. Let me put this into actual human, into like Matrix. You have a big purpose. It's bigger than you could even imagine. But don't get lost in that purpose or the discovery of that purpose at the exclusion of everything else. Because what is behind this energy, I didn't even get to that, is hexagram 1. So this is the divine masculine or the divine masculine. And yeah, you could grind. You may get money from that. You may have a lot of influence over people, but don't get lost in the material, even though you need to enjoy the material. It's this fine line of, it's like the lesson, what's opposite Virgo? Pisces. See, yeah, it's it's the polar opposite of what you need. And Pisces is this thing that is beautiful and mysterious and fun and magical. But you don't want to get lost in the glamour of it. The glamour of it. Because it could become an addiction. And the way that this could manifest is because, like I said, you've had lifetimes here. You may be a twin flame. And so what that means is that your soul is incarnated here twice, not just once. And you feel everything that they feel, and it's hard. But if you connect with them, don't get lost in the sauce. And they might be a Pisces. Just saying. I had to find this out myself the hard way. So I'm speaking from experience. But that's the shadow of it, right? Everything has its polarity and its boundary. So it's all about what you choose to focus on. How you choose to direct your consciousness throughout this experience. And the benefits of that is having a really well-rounded life where you are able to experience the higher realms here in the physical and vice versa. It is magical, but it's all about the balance. And that balance could be a very fine line between the beautiful experience of it and the glamour of it. So with that being said, I want to give you some advice here, because internally there's not really much that's changing. But what is changing externally is you're going from a time where not only have you accumulated this wisdom, but you've been actively, I want to say, refining it into a physical, tangible thing, however that is for you. But what is changing is that you're going to start to be able to share this and connect with people who are like-minded, which will be really fulfilling. And so but the thing is, the advice was already, don't get lost in that. What is changing is that it might be hard in terms of relationships, because I see you in an energy right now where you're just focused on yourself. Like, you're just collecting your light. You're in a really good spot in terms of the way that, like, the action that you're taking, the relationships in your life are in good standing. If you know, or you might just be in hermit mode, like not connecting with people, but you're really focused on your life's work right now, and that's giving you a lot of, that's going to give you a lot of recognition. Either way, that's not changing. You feel the authority that you've accumulated. Like, you're aware of that. But the thing is, even though relationships are not going to be as easy to navigate, because you're connecting with new people, right? You're putting something out. That although that is the case, like, this is guided. Like, source is saying that you're gonna have a good time and that there's things to be excited about, to anticipate. But everything has its boundary. Everything has its polarity and its boundary. People think of anticipation and feel like it's anxiety, but it's actually like a positive thing sometimes, to prepare yourself to be ready for good things to come. You don't always have to anticipate negativity. So that's all I got for you, Virgo. I don't even know if there really are that many people who will understand this level of information that is coming through me right now. This is not to put anybody down. I hope that there are. But this is the type of information that will change the reality that you experience if you tap into it.